You're listening to the OMG Podcast. Here's your host, Paul Finkelstein.
Hi, everybody. I'm Paul Finkelstein with the Small Business Owner Podcast, omgtalk.com. And today we have a special and also a Wednesday 8 a.m. breakfast group as well here in the local Southeast Florida, Delray Beach. Today, our special guest is Meet Gabby Power Fitness. How are you today, Gabby?
Doing great, Paul. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. And just so you know, people are listening from either on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook. And let's ask you a couple of questions to learn about your business. So our first question up on deck, let's see, do I have to starve myself, cut my carbs and fats to lose weight? Is that really true?
Absolutely not. Actually, the opposite is true. You need to get the correct amount of the good fats, good carbs, and proteins, which is called balanced nutrition, to reach your weight loss goals.
Okay. And here's a little tip for you, too, that I love to see on the next maybe 5 or 6 questions. Pick any of the questions that I ask you, and I encourage you to try to draw upon a personal story that might be,
I can.
This is a challenge, like 5 minutes in length, and at least one of the questions. But let's go with our next question on deck is, I'm doing cardio, and I'm not losing weight. How come?
Right. Okay. All right. The reason why you're not losing cardio, there's could be a couple of reasons, and I'm going to give them to you. Number one, you might not be testing your cardiovascular system enough. So it's always important. Some of us have these smartwatches. You always want to make sure you're hitting your target heart rate zones. And that's different for everybody. So there's actually a formula for that, which I'm not going to get into, but that's where that personalized fitness comes in. Number two, doing cardio at a steady rate is not going to challenge also your metabolism. And that's why it's important to incorporate weights into your routine, which helps to bump up your metabolism. So just sitting there, Paul, you can burn some calories. Good stuff.
Wait, that is a relief. So just sitting here doing nothing, I'm losing weight. That's awesome. So now what happens?
Lifting weight. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, maybe I need to grab something lighter than this piece of paper.
Let me
just get these 3 books over here and just hold them up, okay? While we're doing this, I'm just going to hold these while I ask the rest of the questions. So what happens if one of my listeners is over 40, maybe over 50? What's the best combination of exercises to do?
The best combination of exercise to do is to be consistent with a weight training program. Yeah, okay. But you got to be consistent with that. There you go. At least 50. All you really need is 15 minutes a day of doing a full body workout routine, which includes your cardio and your strength training. So any busy working professional can incorporate this into their daily life. It's just about accountability, really. So
accountability sounds like the $1 million word. So if someone of our listeners has osteoporosis, can they lift weights?
Yes, absolutely. Because when you're lifting weights, it actually increases your bone density. So as for females more, because their hormones start to change. So our bone density starts to change. So that's why it's more important to do the strength training so you can prevent those fractures from happening, because your bones get more brittle as we age. As an experience of myself working in physical therapy, I worked in physical therapy since 97, and I could see a lot of injuries happening because the older clientele didn't take care of themselves in their younger years doing strengthening, which would have prevented those injuries in their later life. So that's why I decided to go more on the personal training level, so I could really focus in on that, zoom in on that. So
if I could get a deal or a dime quarter for how many people say they don't have time to exercise,
yes,
but if somebody doesn't have any time to exercise, could they lose weight? Especially business owners who might be listening to this. If you have no time to get out because you're busy doing your business, how do those people lose weight?
Well, it's just about incorporating the proper nutrition into their daily routine. Also, too, it's about segmenting your time, planning your day accordingly. And that is so important. Like I own my own business and I live by my daily planner, and I make sure that I get my workouts in. Even if it's 15 minutes, I'm getting the workouts in. So even if you have 10 minutes, you can make 10 minutes a day. It's totally possible. Believe it. For sure.
I I just called somebody and their answering machine message was that they're at their desk, but they're busy. And it was their answering
Right.
machine. I didn't get them. But if somebody's at their desk all the time, what's the best
Yeah.
exercise somebody could do from their desk and stay
Well,
productive,
yeah,
get
yeah,
healthy, get
definitely.
strong?
That's a great question because a lot of times with busy working professionals, the biggest mistake I see is that they're not standing up from their desk. They could be sitting there 4 or 5 hours and not standing up. So what I always recommend is to put a alarm on your phone or your watch, set timer for 1 hour, just stand up, do some shoulder rolls, stretch your arms up, take a walk to the water cooler, not the coffee, the water cooler. So, and then come back. So you're just getting that blood flow into your body. So and also to you try to
I
walk on
can't
your
even get
lunch
anything
break.
past
Yeah.
Gabby.
Yeah. No, can't get by me.
I can't. I'm going coffee.
So, yeah, that's what I always recommend. And
So
it makes a
why
big
is it
difference to
important
get
for
that movement.
women?
Why is it important for women?
There's a little bit of delay. There's probably a little
Yeah.
bit of delay, but why is it important for women, especially, to lift weights?
Well, because for women, our metabolism is different than men. You guys, with our hormone levels, especially, they start to change after 40. So our metabolism actually goes down. So it's so important to continually change up your routine and challenge yourself with your cardio and your weights. So, and us women carry a lot more stress too, typically. So,
Wow,
true
women
fact.
have more than men.
Yes, definitely.
Interesting. I wonder if that's who are business owners, women who are, well, I guess between if they're married, if they have a family, if they have children,
Family.
and the
Yes,
business,
exactly.
perhaps. That's definitely a
Correct.
lot of
Yeah,
stress.
exactly.
And that doesn't
Exactly.
even count getting in a car and driving on 95.
That is so true. Stress enough in itself, for sure.
Let's see. So,
So,
what's another question I could ask you? Some people are concerned if they lift weights that they're going to get bulky. Is that true?
right.
They'll get bulky if they lift weights?
Well, that's a common misconception that women have is that if I lift weights, I'm gonna get bulky, which is not true. You really have to lift hardcore, heavy weights to get that bulky look. So no, you don't have to. What we focus more on is repetition, and I'm making sure that you're getting that challenge. Like you could lift a 10-pound weight if you do 10 reps. It's not going to bulk you out. So, for example, I
I
mean,
know
I could
our
lift up to
dog
20
Lucky.
pounds, but I'm not like bulked up. So that's really difficult to do. So.
You just basically, as a goal, want to be strong enough where you don't have to use a walker when you get older. You could lift the
Right,
groceries,
exactly.
put them onto the shelves, take things
Right.
from the car, especially that big box that they give you at Costco. And they put everything into one box and they expect you to carry it all into your house.
Exactly. Exactly. You know,
Now,
I'll give you a quick example. Like one of my clients said the other day, like I make them do like sit to stand with a weighted ball, and they're like, "Why am I doing this?" And they went to go see their grandkids, and they're like, oh, I could like squat to the ground and lift my grandkid up with so much ease because my legs were stronger, my core was stronger. So, that's what it's about. So,
absolutely. Thank you for that. And
yeah.
now, $1 million question. Do I have to go to the gym to get in shape? Some people are wondering, I don't have time, or maybe they're saving money, budget, etc. Whatever your reason
Right.
is, excuse, reason, etc. But do you have to go to the gym and get in shape?
No, absolutely not. You can have equipment at home to use. I recommend things for you to use at home. They're not bulky things, bands, weights, and that's all you really need is space in your living room. That's it. Or even like office
What
space,
happens?
whatever works for you.
Sorry, I
No worries.
thought you were finished there.
It's okay.
Okay, so if somebody has injury and they've not
Mhm.
worked out for a long time, can they still lift weights? And what would you recommend that they do?
Yeah, so for someone who's just starting out on a program, what is important as you start yourself off, you're not going 100% into lifting weights or going into the gym, or you want to pace yourself incrementally so you don't hurt yourself. And I always build up from core exercises, bands, and then work up from there. So you always want to work that core first and then build up from there. It's kind of like a baby. They start to first they're starting to crawl, then they stand, then they walk, and then they run. So it's kind of the same idea. You want to start, baby steps. so so that's how I definitely recommend that. So you're not burning yourself out or hurting yourself more, for sure.
Now, I did put your number on my Facebook profile,
Great.
YouTube, and Twitter, but how would you want people to reach out to you if they want more information about getting in shape or lifting weights, or they perhaps need your coaching? And
Yeah.
also do add any last thoughts you want to say before we wrap up.
Oh, absolutely. They can contact me on my phone number, or they can always look me up on my website, which they can book a call straight from my website. So it's just directly linked to my Calendly link. And I believe you have my web link. I can send it to you again. But anybody, I can book a 15-minute call, any questions
What's your
that they have.
website?
It's gb-fit-and-well.com. So that's my website, and you can book
Say that
directly
again.
from there. It's www.gb-fit-and-well.com. So it's basically a dash in between the words. So yeah. So
Okay,
that's my web.
excellent. And
They
we've
can
been
always
listening.
contact me on my phone.
This
So
is Gabby from Power Fitness. As a recap, she shared with us that you don't have to starve yourself, cut carbs to lose weight and fat. She told us that if you're doing cardio and not losing weight, go back, rewind, and listen to how she's made some suggestions there. If you're over 40, over 50, and want the best combination of exercises, do seek Gabby out with the phone number in the message above or below the video. If you have osteoporosis and you want to question about lifting weights, we talked about that, or Gabby answered some questions about that. If you're limited on time, can you still lose weight? She addressed that. And also, if you're sitting at your desk or listening right now, not getting any exercise, but you want to, she has some tips on what you can do while listening to this video and still lose weight. She also told us what's important for women about lifting weights and why do that. If you're afraid about being bulky, you're a woman, and you're over 40 on lifting weights, any questions, she addressed that. And she also said that Gabby said you don't have to go to a gym to actually get in shape, lose weight, and be the best health you can be in your best years of your life. The best years are after 40. Some people think it's
yes,
20, maybe it is 20, maybe it's 30, but the best is yet to come for your life, especially if you're healthy. She also told us if
yeah,
you have an injury and you have not worked out for a long time and what you can do there. Thank you much, Gabby. I have a bonus, an interesting out how I met my wife online. And if you meet a business owner like Gabby online, it might be daunting. So check out this for giggles.
Yeah.
This is a love
Let's hear
story
it.
about a guy looking for love online. And when he does, he finds someone and asks her out to dinner. She just wants a cup of coffee. Find out how the story ends. Spoiler alert, they're still together. Listen to the OMG Talk Show with Paul Finkelstein on YouTube to hear the rest of the story.
I actually took it on YouTube, but the rest of the story you can see down below at omgtalk.com, and it goes to my
Okay.
Dropbox. Click on web view, and you can hear our story. In my previous business, life was executive portraiture. But the ebook's there. The paperback is still on Amazon by searching Paul Finkelstein. But thanks for joining me here again.
Great.
Gabby, we'll
Thanks for having me,
go
Paul. I
off
appreciate it.
that weekend.
Okay.
And then, bro.
All right. Sounds good.